Wild Times.
Woo!
Woo! Here we go. Wild Times late night show, the Skinamax of podcasts, as Papa P would, or no, as Peter would say, not Papa P. I got my fat
People
reef
hate when
or
I say
whatever,
that anyways.
whatever Peter calls it.
I'm hoping an erit fat taff, a
that's
fat
it.
tire.
Here we go.
Cold out of
Wild
the fridge,
Times
baby.
podcast number 781. Kyle, is that right?
Very
That's what you
close.
said? 781
In the chat.
Yep.
I think
I
you're
know.
about 300, 400, 600 off.
I know, 128. Whatever. I'm your host, Forrest Galante, the broologist. It's late. We're all old men. We're staying up late. We're having a beer together. It's cocktail hour. And joining me is the PhD in podcasting himself, Mr. Peter Fitzer. What's up, Pete?
Hey, tired. Just had a second child. Getting my wits about me. Been a day or two now, so I'm okay.
Oh, so you're done with your duties.
Yeah, I was thinking about just leaving the house tonight, and never returning. So
That's called
to
the
be
Forrest
here.
Galante model of newborns.
That's correct. Yeah. Sweetie,
It's
I have
true.
to work. I'm going to Florida to hang out with my friends for 9 days.
Do you actually do the air
Drink
quotes
a
like if you're on the
million
phone with
fat
her?
tires.
I have to work.
No, that would give it away. And of course,
No,
if you don't know him,
on the phone, I said. Sorry.
if you don't know him, he is the Papa P himself, the producer, Papa P, Patrick the
Hey, buddy.
Spiceman. What's up, man?
Congrats to Retep. I'm glad to see you. You know, you look great. Don't have any bags under your eyes? It looks like you might have gotten
Really?
a spray tan. You look great for having
put
a
a filter
2-day
on
old.
my camera.
No, I'm
Using
very
that
excited.
golden silk. Go ahead.
Look, I'm excited. I want to get into there's some great news stories.
Yes.
Yeah, do me a little favor. Move your head out of the logo. Just get in the middle of your square, dude. You see that logo? Can you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah, but it is interesting
Oh,
that it's
thank
always
God.
been my square.
It is
Yeah, I
the
know.
Wellington Square.
You
I
need a
don't know
little
why that is.
pizzazz.
Anywho,
You're very
it's
milk
Monday
toast.
night, getting ready to watch Monday Night Football. It's going to be fun.
Let's go.
Forrest,
Yep.
what's in the news, buddy?
What's in the news? Well, look, I think the entire foundation of this podcast is basically based around a slight obsessive and combative battle over thylacine. And some big news in the world. If you don't know what we're
Bro.
talking about, yeah, you should.
I don't know what this news story is, but
even
I
I
was literally
saw
thinking
this.
about Neil Waters all day long. So
Well,
continue.
that's why.
Desperately avoid
that's-
animal news, and I know
hence
about
the
this.
combative. The guys, big deal. Big deal. For the first time in history, researchers have successfully extracted, sequenced, and analyzed RNA from a 130-year-old thylacine specimen. This is the first time that RNA has ever been recovered from any extinct species of any kind. So
Oh,
this,
dude, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Wow.
this is a
Holy
big,
crap.
big deal, and obviously leaps
It's
and
a
bounds
beautiful
for
picture.
the field of de-extinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Leaps and bounds for the field of de-extinction, which is really exciting. The extracted RNA was obtained from the skin and skeletal muscle tissues of the desiccated thylacine specimen, as you're seeing here. The RNA sequences were found to code for proteins, providing insight into the thylacine cells. Most importantly, it provides insight into the biology and the metabolism right before the animal died. So what this does, it tells those working in the field of de-extinction, here's how the animal functions, basically, right, from on a cellular level, and allows that de-extinction process to, it accelerates it tremendously, because we've obviously been able to do DNA, but now we're doing RNA. So this is a big deal.
So, which, first of all, this was the Natural History Museum of Stockholm.
Right, Sweden.
Swedish people, they just get it right. Like I trust anything out of Sweden.
Happiest place on earth.
Dude, if it comes from a Scandinavian country, I'm just unequivocally like, yep, you got it. You're very
do
good at
everything
whatever
right.
it is. Yeah.
Right,
It does,
no questions.
yeah.
Yep.
Part of my understanding too is that the RNA is like a messenger that communicates with the DNA,
Right.
that carries instructions basically from the DNA on how proteins need to be synthesized, which is obviously sounds very useful if you're trying to bring an animal back from the dead.
Right. If you're building it all and you need that exact communication.
It's like the other
You're the
half of the
messenger.
instructions, basically.
pretty much.
It's
Yeah,
the
that's a good way to
Wi-Fi.
put it. It's
It's
the
the
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's basically my understanding. I know. Yeah. So for me, I'm not a cellular biologist. There's a reason I left that
Sure.
very early in my career, but all I know coming out of this is that it makes leaps and bounds in, gene edging technologies and tools that can benefit all kinds of things when it comes to de-extinction of this animal. So it's a big deal for them to pull this out of the
So,
thylacine.
do we
Yeah, go
know?
ahead.
Massive.
Is
Massive.
there? Did Colossal have anything to do with this? I know there was some big Colossal news that just came out.
There is
Was it
another colossal
the?
story which we can certainly talk about around the white rhino,
Oh,
the northern white
I
rhino.
couldn't
But
remember. Oh,
I
the
mean, look,
White
if we're
Rhino.
if
That's
we're on
right.
the topic of de-extinction/extinction, let's just get into this one. It's a good segue.
Yeah, the White
yeah,
Rhino thing.
yeah, no, it's really cool. So first of all, I don't know. I haven't spoken to anybody about at Colossal since this news came out, which for me was today. So
Right, but the White Rhino thing is the thing I was thinking of.
that's
Yeah,
over a
that.
week ago. So yeah, Colossal teamed up with BioRescue to save the northern white rhino from extinction, which is incredible. They're functionally extinct, due to poaching. There's literally only two females left in the world. Um,
Holy crap.
so
Dude.
obviously, when you only have two females of anything, there is no hope for the future. There is no reproductive possibilities.
Right.
So the partnership between Colossal and BioRescue, the whole point is to assess the genetic diversity in the historic samples of northern white rhino, you know, male, of course, and employ like genomic sequencing and gene editing to improve the genetic diversity and ultimately figure out a way to add genetic diversity back into these females in embryonic stages and breed them and end up, saving them from extinction. So, the
Yeah.
goal of restoring genetic diversity, this mitigates disease impacts, it addresses adaptability to climate change, all kinds of things for these animals. So it's a really, really exciting partnership. And it's great because it's the kind of thing Colossal what they are doing is what they should be doing, but I think people associate Colossal with, oh, they're bringing back woolly mammoths. It's like, yes, but
Right.
they're a
Yes.
giant conservation biotech company, and like this one just happened to make headlines, which is great for them, but they're doing a lot of work like this. So this is a good like PR thing for them to be like, look, it's not just about mammoths. Like we're literally here going to save the northern white rhino. So it's good.
Yeah, it's
It's really
amazing.
exciting. Yeah, it's really, really
And there's only what? Two
two
males left.
two
Didn't the
females.
Two
female
females,
just
you
die?
said.
Oh, two females,
Mhm.
and the male recently died just a couple years ago, within the past 5-10 years or
I think it was
something.
like 3 or 4 years ago now. I remember when he died, that was like it. That was like send
And
off
that
to
was
the
like
species.
devastating. It was big news. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
And that was it. That was send off to the species because it was like, all right, well, that's the last male gone,
Yeah.
2018, Kyle put in the chat is when it happened.
Hmm.
So
So yeah.
can I do a little quiz? I mean, Forrest, you're an African.
Yep.
Well, you're an American also, but you were born and raised in Africa. Peter,
Yes.
no
Checks both
Googling.
boxes.
Born and raised in Downers Grove, Illinois.
Kyle, can you pull up a picture of a white rhino, a northern white rhino, please? Peter,
Yeah.
why is it called a white rhino? I'd like you to look at the picture. I mean, it looks gray. I don't know. Why is it called a white rhino?
Oh, dude, that's really interesting because every time I visualize this in my head and even thinking about pictures I've looked at, I could have sworn that it was an albino rhino.
An albino
but
rhino. That's funny.
dude,
That would
I
be the
don't
name of our rock band.
Dude, I don't know. I thought because we have a picture up here where it looks very brown and golden, but there's a picture where the horn at least looks very
Well,
white.
hold on.
And
Let's
and
do
more gray.
this. Let's do this. I might be able to help you slightly, Peter.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Another photo, or maybe pull up white versus black rhino, because those are the two kinds. And then
Okay.
maybe if you look at the faces, you'll be able to tell them apart.
So it looks like there may be the white rhino has a longer forehead, the black rhino a shorter forehead. I don't know what that has to do with it. No, it just says that in the picture. I have no idea. Tell me, please. I'm dying to know.
Do you know the answer, Patrick?
I do. I do
Oh,
know the
okay.
answer of why it's called a white rhino. You don't speak fluent Afrikaans, do you, Forrest?
No, I don't speak any Afrikaans other than a couple casual greetings.
Do you happen to know the word in Afrikaans for white? Wide?
Vide.
Vide.
Yep.
So vide, which means wide, they just called the animal vide
Vide rhino.
because it was a big, yeah, it was a big fucking wide. Yeah, he's got a big wide lip,
Vide Rhino.
Yeah,
right? It's the lip that makes it different.
correct. Yeah, the face.
so
I think
then-
it's the face, but definitely around the mouth.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go. See that? Vide Rhino. So that's
So-
I say it like I'm German. But
Wait, so are you literally telling me that Vide just translated to white rhino?
No.
English Europeans came in and misinterpreted what they were calling it and thought they were calling it a white rhino.
This
But they were
is
calling
this
it a
is the
wide
dumbest
a
thing.
wide rhino. See the mouthpieces of the black versus the white rhino? See how the mouth
Yes.
is much wider? That's a wide
Dude.
rhino, aka white rhino.
Dude, that is ridiculous and
It
makes
kind
me
of
feel way
messes
better
with
about
your head.
myself.
So speaking
Yeah.
of
What if we called you Vide Peter?
yeah,
I'd
we
love
should
it,
call
man.
you Vide Peter.
What about a Vide receiver?
Ooh, is that? Are you talking about Monday Night Football, baby?
Yeah.
Dude, it's
you guys
coming
are
up.
so
I think we
excited.
got a little something cooking.
Tonight, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, baby.
I am having a lot of fun. This is a little joy for me.
Oh, nice. Lovely.
You know, because I like to enjoy my sports and
Yeah, you like to
have-
game. You're a
and
gamer.
have some things going on. Prize picks.
You like to pick your
Yup.
Have
prizes.
you guys gotten into it?
Yeah, just because we started talking about it. It's pretty
I
fun.
know.
Yeah.
You got this science nerd over here into prize picks. Dude, let me quick side story here. I stopped watching football years ago because I'm a Bears fan and they sucked
That'll do it.
for like a decade and they never get better. But now I'm actually excited to watch Monday Night Football tonight.
It's a very fun way to increase your enjoyment of watching sports. The most fun I've had winning 25 times my money this football season.
What are your
you
picks?
Select,
What are your
you
picks?
select.
Oh,
hang
sorry.
on. I'm
Sorry.
going to tell people how to do this
Okay.
because we got a little code for
The
them.
nerd's excited.
In case they wanna
well,
try it.
yeah, because I'm trying to learn now.
You select. All you got to do is you go on. You select 2 or more players. All you do is you pick more or less on their projected stats. So they post
Yeah.
a number.
Super
You pick
easy.
more or less. You place your entry. It's definitely a very fun way to get into daily fantasy. That is not super difficult. It's really
You've
fun.
tried to get me into fantasy for going on 6 years, and I'm always like, it's way too complicated. I was like,
Well,
all right, I'll
yeah.
take a look at prize picks because you keep badgering me about it. And it was just like, here you go, do this, boom. And I was ready to go. And I was like, all right, I can do this.
All right, and even Forrest can do it. All right, so
Yep.
let's do it. Let's give our picks for the Monday night game.
Sure.
Our best more or less.
Yes.
Forrest, what do you got?
I'll go first. I went for that nerd, Daniel Jones, going less. I mean, look at him, man. He looks like a nerd for a professional athlete, and that's coming from a professional nerd. Daniel Jones, less than 34.5 rushing yards, for sure.
That's a good one because I think people think he's a little faster than he is.
Yeah, he's not that quick. I don't even know anything about him.
I
He
feel like
has
he-
no
he has
clue,
the
which is the
same
best part
chance
of this.
Of getting more than 34 and a half as I would if I was playing him.
I'm playing this like a attractive woman watching The Bachelor. I have no idea. I don't know anything about him. Don't know anything about his stats or his abilities. I just looked at his picture
Right.
and was like, this guy's not that good. That's how I
All
feel.
right.
Dude, literally did the exact same thing. My top pick was Tyler Lockett, less than 53.5 receiving yards, just because he's tiny and meager looking.
That's a great. That's
my
the way he looks.
strategy. That's how easy prize picks is.
Yeah, it is. that
My
easy. What's yours?
pick is 100% based on a guy who's pooped all over my season-long fantasy team so far this year. I'm going Darren Waller, more than 45 and a half receiving yards. That's my pick of the week. Well, anyway, I get excited because it's, Mondays are tough.
Prize
what I mean?
picks, baby.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like having something to look forward to, like Monday Night Football, it helps me. Makes
Dude,
my life better.
100%. I am excited to watch football for the first time in 5 years. The Bears suck. I'll end this on that.
Yeah, they're garbage.
All right.
Absolute
So
garbage.
what's in the news other than extinction and rhinos?
Hey guys, if you're enjoying, guys, if you like the Wild Times, check us out on Patreon. We put out 4 extra podcasts per month.
That's one commute a week that you're just going to be laughing and learning the whole time in the car. Hey, let me do something else. This is the late night content, the stuff that we can't show on YouTube because they'll kick us off YouTube.
It's the Cinemax of podcasts. uncensored, raw dog. It's the Cinemax of podcasts. Check it out. Link right here.
Well, I got a question, Forrest. Are you feeling any, have you had any moments since your lightning strike and then the guy encouraging you to go to the ER and get an EKG? Have you had any moments where you felt something? You're like, ooh, is that the lightning?
Yes, and you're gonna laugh, but it happened last night. Literal, this is
Wet
so
dream?
stupid. No, it's so stupid. I was at touch rugby Thursday night last night. I was at touch rugby Thursday night. Kickoff of the night of rugby. I catch the ball, step 3 guys, and run in for a try without getting touched. And
Hold on.
somebody,
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. Did you just say catched?
I might have, but I didn't intend
carry
to.
on. This is worse than out of space. He said catched.
I did not. Did I say that?
You said catched. Go on. You catched
Okay.
the ball.
I caught the ball, stepped
There
3
we
guys,
go.
and ran it in for a try with nobody touching me, literally as the opening play of the night. And somebody goes, "It's the fucking Lightning!" And like the whole team started laughing, and I was just like, "Yeah, might be the Lightning." That is
That's
the
got to
only.
be your new nickname.
It's the only side effect I've had is me being slightly better. And by the way, let me just tell you something real quick. I'm gonna dogleg us for a second. There is nothing there's nothing better for your ego than being a mediocre athlete on a below average team of athletes. Like you feel like you are such a champion. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta
You're like, oh
find.
my God, I'm good. Why am I not a professional? And you're like, oh, that's why. Look at my competition.
This is why I'm gonna join my kids' t-ball team.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go out there smashing homers on
Oh,
the
man.
t-ball.
Dude, I went to the park. I went to this park. Oh, did I just interrupt your story? I did.
No,
Continue.
I think it was done, wasn't it?
Me, I'm done. That was the whole story. I got nothing else. I
Man.
feel great. I feel fine. That was a complete coincidence, but no, I'm good.
People
The
are talking.
lightning.
People are talking about. Somebody mentioned it today. Jared.
Oh,
Jared
yeah.
Hicks.
Our
Yeah.
friend
He
Jared.
was just like, I was on the phone with him. He was like, "Hey, your boy Forrest. I saw he got hit by lightning the other day." I was like, "Yes, he did."
It's
Well,
big
Barstool
news, dude.
reposted it the other day, so that
Nice.
added an element of whodunitry. So yeah,
Dude, get
it's
Rogan
definitely
on
out
the
there.
phone, dude. Get Rogan on the horn. You got to get on there and talk about getting struck by lightning.
No, it's a 30-second conversation. There's nothing more to it.
Dude, Rogan can stretch that out for 3.5 hours.
He
Bro.
could.
I know,
That's
and he
true.
would. I was at went to the park. There's this little park that we go to in Malibu. It's nice. It's like 20 minutes from my house, and they got a couple little league fields. And as someone who never hit a home run in little league, it was like this thing. And most of the people who hit home runs in little league were like it was their last year when they were 12. Yeah, I never got one. Wasn't very good. And I'm looking at these kids playing, and I'm like, man, I could fucking crank them out of here, dude.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just watching it, and I'm like, I think I might come back like alone with a bat and a ball, and I just need to see what it feels like to crank one out of a little league field.
Sounds sexual, but yeah. Did you do it?
No, I said crank one out of. I didn't say crank one out in.
It does sound sexual though.
Wait, so have you done this? I mean, because
No, this was like a week. Like I haven't had any
dude,
time.
I'm
but I
coming
am
out there
thinking.
with my fucking cell phone and I'm gonna record you doing this. This will be the best content Wild Times ever puts out is you trying to crank a homer out of a little league field.
Obviously, I'll just immediately just get hit by lightning. It'll hit the aluminum bat.
Yeah.
Dude, then you'll steal Forrest's title of the Lightning. Dude, home run derby, us three and Kyle out of the little league field 20 minutes away from Pat's house.
This is the exact setup for the movie The Ringer, by the way, where Johnny Knoxville. Have you guys seen that movie? Is it Johnny Knoxville? Yeah,
No.
Johnny. Oh, it's so good. Johnny Knoxville thinks he's going to enter the Special Olympics and just smoke everybody to win the prize money. So, he acts like he has a disability and enters into the Special Olympics only to get completely smoked by everybody because they're actually tremendous athletes. It's so
That's
funny.
such a good premise.
Yeah, it's
so,
really good.
So funny, dude.
And there's a line in there where the guy goes, "When the fuck do we get ice cream?" And it's just like, if you're watching it, you couldn't make that movie today. It's like trying to make The Office.
Oh, hell
today,
no.
right?
I'm
it.
feeling
Absolutely
like we're going to
Yeah.
get canceled just for mentioning it. Which
I
is
don't care.
silly.
It's
I
so
shouldn't feel
funny.
that
I
way.
recommend everybody watch it. It's a piece of cinema. It's great. And Yeah, anyway, it's that line, like, there's nobody who hasn't heard that line that didn't just fall down laughing. It's just God, it's a good movie.
No, it's genius, dude. I really I'm excited to join my kids' sports teams as a competitor and not the coach.
Ooh, can I bring something up that's just gonna create a
What is it?
massive rift in our Brosner community,
Oh
and
my
Yeah.
god. Yeah,
I'm
do it.
actually
That's what we
with it.
want.
It's highly controversial. It's gonna create a big rift. It's gonna make a lot of people hate somebody on this pod. Okay,
Jesus.
I'm
I
just
hope
telling you
it's
how
not
this
me.
works. It's not just telling you how this works. Okay, Kyle pointed out in our little private message here. He said they're trying to reboot The Office, which is great. Great news for me. Great news for you, Peter. Not great news for the Spiceman. Doesn't like The Office.
Oh, dude. Well, I've got two problems with this. Number one, I'm not on your side, Forrest, because I hate reboots and it'll be horrible. But number two, fuck off, Pat. What? You don't like The Office? That's
Who
crazy.
doesn't like The Office? That's what I'm saying. Everybody loves The
I
Office.
mean, like, okay, I'm not talking about like the last seasons with Will Ferrell and
He
all
hasn't
that
watched
bullshit.
him. He did. You right? You haven't
What?
watched him. You didn't get
Well,
into it.
Not even the first couple seasons? Like
Well,
up
let me
to
explain.
5?
Let me explain something.
Before I throw him under the bus.
The Office, a show called The Office, is my number one favorite comedy of all time.
I'm
I've
aware of
seen
this.
every episode at least 10 times. I've listened to every podcast of the main cast member.
Mhm.
I was obsessed with the British Office starring Ricky Gervais. That's where
Right.
people really found out about Ricky Gervais.
Mhm, mhm.
Then when the American version came out, I was just like, "Ooh, I just don't think I'm gonna get started on this, like, it's gonna feel weird," and so I just never watched it. It's not that I hate it or think people who like it are dumb, I just
Mm.
love the British version so much that I don't wanna watch the American.
The fact that you said it's not like I think that the people who watch the American version of The Office are dumb makes me 1000% think that you think that the people that
No,
watch
because
the American
most
version of
of
The
my
Office are dumb.
favorite people that I associate with in the world love the American O I just never watched it.
No, no,
It's not a time in my life where I wasn't watching sitcoms either.
you had a bad taste in your mouth because you had already seen the original version of The Office. It does kind of make you sound like a big old snob boy.
I just
Look,
I like
which
that
is
version.
fair.
I
Which
chose
is
not to
fair.
watch it.
He's allowed to
Yeah.
have that opinion, but he's literally, I don't care what you say, the only person I've ever met who's like, I don't know anything about, like, care for, whatever, the American Office. Every other person I
Refuses to
met loves
watch it.
Well,
Dude,
yeah,
I've never
but
seen Top Gun either, the original or the new one.
you're kidding.
It's
Come
just
on.
no.
No.
I don't even like movies, and I've seen Top Gun.
No, I just was like, "Nah,
Got it.
I'm just not gonna watch it." I just haven't watched it at this
That's
point.
You know, that
crazy.
makes me
I'm
feel
out.
better about your position on The Office, really. I'm not even kidding. Like, now it makes you feel a little more genuine.
Well,
Yeah,
and everybody's let's actually
late.
let's do a little game here. Everybody's got
Okay.
one of those, right? Everybody. I
Yeah.
don't care who you are. I'll tell you what mine is. Never watched a single Mission Impossible movie. Never going to.
Okay.
God,
I like
this
that.
is difficult.
I've
Yeah.
heard they're wonderful. I've heard they're great. Tom Cruise is an icon. Never seen one. Never, no interest.
Yeah, yeah.
What's yours?
Listen, I mean, I'm trying to think of something. It's so difficult for my brain to reverse the process of something that I like and watch religiously to something that, like,
No, but you
I
have to go
just
for something that's like cult following, massively loved that you're like, I just don't care. I'm just not gonna watch it. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, like any of those
seen it.
franchises.
Oh, okay,
Marvel.
sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Harry Potter's a cop out, but 100% Harry Potter truly for me is, and I'm even annoyed like that Harry Potter is at Disneyland here in California and shit. It's so dumb, dude.
It's at Universal.
Shut the
You've
up.
you've never seen a single Harry Potter film?
Me? No. Definitely not.
Really?
Yeah, that's one. That's one.
That's definitely one. That's definitely one. I
It
saw
becomes a
Oh, sorry,
point
go
of
ahead.
pride to have
Yeah,
not
exactly
seen the
right.
movie because
Exactly
people
right.
get so mad.
And that's where I'm at with the Fast and the Furious movies. I saw the first one, never seen another one since, and people actually get upset that they're like, "You haven't seen Fast 14?" I'm like,
Jeez.
"No, neither have I seen 13 through 2." Like,
You know
I
why? That's because you're coaching 20-year-olds who play rugby.
I know.
Those are
Yeah,
the
I
ones who
know.
are saying that to you. It's
They
no one
are.
our age who's like, "You haven't seen the new Vin Diesel flick?"
You know,
It's
Pat-
so bad.
Pat put me in a bad mood just now, and I'm trying to get over it, but it's hard. I mean, come on, dude. How am I supposed to fucking know it's at Universal and not Disneyland?
Oh, I didn't even know what you're talking about.
This
It's
thing wanna
just
get-
so rude, man.
Just don't want to get sued by Disney, man.
All right, I'm over
I've
it.
also never seen any of the Die Hards or Lethal Weapons.
See,
Wow,
dude,
that's a
now this is a
mistake.
problem.
That's a
You're
mistake.
making this
Yeah.
up.
That's a mistake.
That's crazy.
I've never seen
Great
5
movies.
minutes of any of those movies.
Great
Why
movies.
the fuck? Will you? Will you do it this holiday season?
If you watched it with me, are you in the from the camp of people that consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holiday,
100%.
Thanksgiving,
The holiday
or Christmas.
classic. Yeah, it's a holiday
I'd like to
classic.
watch it with both of you. I'd like to be
Yeah.
sitting in the middle on
It's
the
tremendous.
sofa.
Can Ethan come?
No, that's disgusting.
Friend Ethan. Sorry,
right.
that nobody knows what I'm talking
Can we
about.
play a
But
game?
okay.
We
Yeah.
play
I
a
think
little
we
game?
just did, but yeah.
Let's do another one. More the merrier.
All right. I got a little game. So I found it's called Animal Trivia.
Oh, good. It's animal related. Thank God.
So I found because sometimes they're a little easy, sometimes they're a little too easy. That's what some of the brosteners have said. I found one that says only the smartest, most knowledgeable animal enthusiasts will get these right. A little trivia quiz.
Should I sit out or?
I'm out. Yeah.
No, it's kind of fun.
Okay, let's go.
It's actually not. They're not all that insane.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do. What do you think? Let's do 5 questions.
Yeah.
One
Five
point
questions.
each?
Point system.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Pat's the MC,
Here's the first
so it's
question.
you and I, Peter, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep SCO. Peter, compare the size of this is 1 point will be awarded to whoever gets closer.
Okay. Without going over?
No, we're not doing Bob Barker rules. We're not
right.
doing that.
No,
All
God,
right.
no. That's so
So-
confusing.
I'm gonna let Forrest go first to give you a little advantage here, Peter. Whoever
Okay,
gets
I like
closer.
it. That's smart.
Compare the size of a newborn panda, Forrest,
Mm-hmm.
to a common food item.
Okay. Okay. A newborn panda.
Huh.
Common food item is
How
the
big is
size.
that? I mean,
Yeah. It's the size of this fat trier right here. Size of a beer
Okay,
can,
wow.
Coca-Cola can.
What's a fat trier?
Yeah, fat trier.
if that's fair.
Fat Tire, our sponsor for
No, I
years. All right.
intentionally said it like shenanigans. Go on.
I'm gonna say it's the same size as a
be
spaghetti
smaller.
squash.
Oh, I unfortunately have to award 1 point to Forrest Galante.
Nice. What was the food item though?
A stick of butter.
Oh, interesting. I was trying to think of something like small
How
and
do you know what a
round.
spaghetti squash weighs versus a Fat Tire
I've
can?
seen a few. I've seen a few.
Tis the
um,
season of spaghetti squash. Okay,
right.
that was a good one. I like the framing of that.
It was
Again,
nice.
Again, whoever gets closer, Forrest will again go first because he's in the lead.
Okay.
Forrest, how long could a Galapagos tortoise go without having even a simple little lick of water?
Good question. I'm gonna say 3 months, a dry season. 3 months.
You know,
Which is
the
a
problem
long
with
time.
with Forrest going first is that I can't tell if he's acting or not.
He might be throwing, but all you have to do, it's like Prize Picks, just do more or less.
Right. If
It's
I
true.
am, if I am,
It's true.
yeah.
It's true. All right. So you said what? 3 months? Three and a half?
Yep.
3 months.
3 months.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go 12 months.
Wow.
That is correct.
Peter, there
months?
you go. 12 months.
12 months.
Prize
They're getting,
Picks,
they're
baby.
getting their
crazy.
moisture from the cactus, from the cacti.
I was just like, dude, yeah, I was gonna say like a camel. I feel like gets 0 water for decades. So
Yeah,
a
but
tortoise.
water, they just stick a straw in their buddy's hump and drink out of it.
Exactly. All right.
I love that picture of the tortoise that Kyle just brought up. It was a nice big long neck.
If someone, so now I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to ask this question. The first person to answer correctly, if they know it, will be awarded the point because I think you'll both know this.
Okay.
Which mammal has no vocal cords of any kind?
Know it? Who would know this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I had to dissect one and be like, oh, that's why it doesn't.
I'm
fucking
still
make
thinking. I'm still.
Yeah, same. What
There's-
is a silent mammal?
It's yeah.
Oh, I know it. Bat. No, because they make a little shrieky sound.
Yep. Now, Forrest cannot.
Can you give us a
answer
little
again.
hint? Give us a little hint, and then we're still gonna go whoever gets it first off the hint.
It's a good. I don't know the answer.
Don't Google. Don't Google.
Well,
I see
I'm
you
done already.
typing.
I'm done. I'm
No,
done.
no.
I'm not saying anything.
No. Wait. That's not it. He
What?
Googled it. What a piece.
I
It's got a
actually haven't got there yet. I stopped.
He
It's got a
did.
majestic long tongue.
A giraffe.
Correct.
No vocal
Giraffes
cords.
have no vocal cords.
Dude, that's fascinating, man.
Their neck's probably too long, like the length of the cord.
That's
You know
so
what I mean?
true,
that
too.
makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that.
Wow,
ahead.
dude, we guessed right. Kyle just confirmed
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because the neck's too long to have vocal cords, man.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's interesting. There you
Um,
go. We're all learning on this pod. We're still learning. Doesn't matter if we're a
Majestic
alleged
long
animal
tongue.
expert over here, me. Still learning.
All right. This is kind of easy.
So let me go first then.
It's
Sure.
gonna
Well,
be
you
the
won the
first-
last one, so you have to.
It's going to be the first. It's a little bit of a trick question. So first one to oh yeah, you're up 2-1.
Mhm.
So you have to go first.
Yep.
Peter, what is the largest herbivore in all of North America?
Oh God. The largest herbivore.
I'm glad
Okay,
he's going first because I know.
Yeah,
this
this is ludicrous. I don't even know what a fucking herbivore is.
Yes, you do.
I do.
do.
I do know what it is. I'm gonna say a human being. Or is that an omnivore? Fuck, I don't know. I'm sticking with it.
A
It's
moose.
an omnivore.
Moose.
Eh.
Oh,
Wrong?
let me go again.
That was wrong? Wow.
Yeah.
Actually,
me-
no.
let me-
Just
I'm
yeah,
going to give a
little
clue.
hint.
First one to yell it out.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Bison.
It's a correct. It's a bison.
That was my next
He
guess.
said
Bison.
okay. How did you get bison out of
Because that was my
okay?
second guess. I thought moose was technically bigger. I didn't know how they defined bigger, but
It is the largest mammal in all of North America.
Wow.
All right. So it's 2-2.
Wait,
I'm
so the
actually-
bison is also the largest mammal in addition to the largest herbivore?
That's why
Yeah.
I said it's a little bit of a trick question. Yeah.
right.
Copy that.
I went like biggest. I was like a moose is bigger, but it's not as heavy, so I didn't really know. But yeah, that's why I had that ready to go.
This is going to be the tiebreaker. I'm going to let Peter go first for that reason.
Certainly.
This might be obvious, like Forrest, you might know this right off the bat. I find
Yeah.
this to be one of the most interesting things I've ever heard.
Oh,
Which animal is invisible when viewed through an infrared camera?
Oh wow. I'm gonna go with a snake. I don't know. Cold-blooded.
It's not a bad guess.
Whatever.
I don't know why this is true, so I'm going to start looking it up. Well,
So it's
Forrest,
definitely not a
Sure,
snake.
sure.
it is not a snake.
What animal is invisible through an infrared? A jellyfish.
That is not correct.
Okay, hint, and we shout it out. Sudden
All right,
death.
I'm going to give you a hint, but it's a
Okay.
visual hint,
Okay.
which I will describe later to the listeners. I'm covering my nose with my hand.
Skunk.
No, I'm not doing the PU thing. I'm not
That's what it
pinching
looks like.
What doesn't have a
alright.
nose? This is
I
ridiculous.
have no idea what is happening.
Give us something else. That's just a bad charade, dude. You got to do something else. Something else.
It will make sense later.
It
What
sure will, but not
animal
until we
is
know what the
I mean,
animal is.
What if I was perfectly camouflaged for my environment except my
Chameleon?
nose, and I had to cover it when I was hunting because my nose stood out in the environment, but the rest of me didn't?
Okay,
Toucan.
that's good. Cover your nose while hunting.
Follow your nose.
So now you know it's a predator. It's perfectly camouflaged for its environment, except its nose stands out, and so
A
it
polar
covers
bear?
it when it.
Polar bear?
Correct.
Oh, that is
I think
smart.
I know why too. I think I know why too.
Go ahead. I looked it up, but go ahead.
Well, no, because you're saying infrared, not thermal. Well, I would think because the light refraction off of the whiteness of the fur is so perfectly camouflage, like you said, with its environment, that nothing stands out except for the nose.
Hold on.
Where the skin.
I
It's-
want to
no,
add.
it-
I want to
it-
add. Hold on. Don't say.
Yeah.
But their fur isn't actually white. It's translucent, isn't it?
Look at that. Oh, that's the one
That may be true, Peter.
that made
I
us
don't know.
win that. That made it win that thing that we did.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So what is it officially,
No,
Pat?
because the infrared technically is detecting. Somehow it has to do with the heat. So
Okay.
because they're
Gotcha.
they have so much fat under the skin that heat levels they literally don't register on an infrared because they're not emitting enough heat
Yeah,
to
because
be.
it's so well insulated. It's all contained. It's interesting.
Honestly, the more
Isn't that
interesting thing to
crazy?
me is that
Yeah,
they
I didn't
cover their
never.
nose when they hunt.
How
Oh,
bummed would you be, Forrest, if you were on an expedition where you're like, this is gonna get hairy with polar bears. Like there's a lot of them. Like, let's
yep,
make sure we bring the FLIR cams.
yep. Bring
And
all
then
the IR stuff. Yep.
you get out there and there's like a local PA who's like, well, they're not detectable on FLIR.
I'd tell him he was full of shit. I'd be like, I know more than you. This is nonsense. You don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. And then I'd be wrong. Um,
That's what I like
that's
about you, though. You're wrong a lot, and you don't care.
nope. Sure don't. Sure don't.
You always admit when you're wrong, though. I like that about you.
I will definitely admit when I'm wrong, which is quite often.
You do,
Yeah.
which a lot of people don't, which is annoying.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went on Rogan and everybody was like, oh, dude, you did Rogan, whatever. And Pat called me up and goes, dude, you know what you did best on Rogan? I'm like, what? He's like, you admitted when you didn't know something. I was like, isn't that what
It was
everybody
great.
does? He's like,
Yeah.
no, that's the opposite of what most Joe Rogan guests do. They just say something if they don't know the answer. And you're just like, I don't know. Which,
Yeah, because you were like, yeah, I actually don't know that one. And a lot of times people be like, well, I think it's and then you're like, you don't fucking know.
yeah.
And then you
right,
put
right,
Joe
right.
on the spot, and Joe's got to come up with another question. See, that way you put the all the pressure on the interviewer.
That wasn't my intent, but yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it did. I was just kidding. It didn't come off. He's
No,
like
it
an
does. It
expert
does.
interviewer.
He is, dude. He's next level. But anyway, well, there you go. That was a good game. I
Dude.
like it.
Forrest, so
Real
we were just recently all together in Florida,
Indeed.
and we talked a lot just when we were there. We're like, oh my God, like tegu are running rampant. Like we were talking a lot about
Everything.
invasive species, and I started looking into like Florida animals and stuff. I discovered an animal that I had never heard of before that I'm real interested in.
Okay.
It's not invasive to Florida.
Okay.
It's an amphibian.
Surprising.
Can I guess what it's called?
Yeah,
Do you want to give me a hint or should I just guess?
it's an amphibian, and its name sounds like amphibian.
Two-toed amphiuma.
Dude, had no idea this thing existed.
Hey, Brosteners, thank you for being loyal subscribers. We appreciate everything that you do. And now we have a membership offer for you.
I think you can get ad-free episodes, I heard.
That's pretty big.
Ad free's big, but you can also get your comments looked at, so we don't have to sift through the millions.
How do you do
comments
that?
there.
Is there some sort of badge system?
There's a badge system, a loyalty badge. Boom. Shows up next to your name in the comments. Boom. We read the comment.
All this badge talks make I'm going to the badge store.
He's going to
You're
get
a
a badge.
badger.
He's gonna buy one. Didn't earn it. He's gonna buy one.
He did a fake leave.
I assumed Kyle would know to cut
Embarrassing.
on the motion.
All right, let's cut now. That's our ad. Yeah,
They're
incredibly
super fucking cool.
So when I was
So
there,
tell us about this. Or yeah, go ahead.
it's debated between that and the greater siren, which is North America's largest salamander. But these are these swamp dwelling amphibians that live in the muck layer. And I actually saw one when I was there on this last
Oh,
trip.
you did? They're
I-
apparently hard to catch and hard to find.
Grabbed my dip net and it shot out of there. I didn't even get close to it. But
Okay.
I see one. And yeah, they're the thing that I find the most interesting, maybe you can pull this up, Kyle, amphiuma jaw or bite or something like that. People are legitimately scared of these things. So I went out, this will probably film some footage. It'll never end up going anywhere because we didn't find one. And we're wading around in this swamp that's knee deep with gators everywhere and headlamps on. And it's like pure mucky, gnarly, sticky swamp, like stinking, rotting vegetation, trying to find these
Florida
things.
swamp.
Yeah. And yeah, you don't want to take a bite from an amphiuma. They have these gnarly teeth, and apparently it's like pretty awful. Everybody that's been
Dude.
bitten by one says it's excruciating.
Why? So Pat, why did you fall in love with this creature?
They're just so interesting looking. I mean, it's like a cross between like a moray eel and a snake, and what I think of as a salamander. And they're just interesting looking, and they're native to Florida. I think they're native to Florida,
They are.
right?
Yep. they
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
That's what he said.
And scientists are like trying to catch more of them and study them because they're like they're such a good indicator species of like what's
Mhm.
going on with the environment.
Yep.
And I had never heard of it, and they're super cool looking.
There's another cool animal that also lives there called the greater siren. Can you pull that one up
Mhm.
quickly, Kyle? Which it's like the the Amphiuma is like the hell dog version of a greater siren. A greater siren's like a much more peaceful looking animal, but you'll see here. This is the greater siren. It's like a long, skinny axolotl or mud puppy or something, but the Amphiuma has a much more devilish look about it. These are the
I was gonna
siren.
say these are cute.
The
Exactly.
Amphiuma literally has the head and face of a hippopotamus.
It
It's
does.
ludicrous.
Yeah,
The
this one's got some
Amphiumas
little
apparently
legs.
do really well in captivity too. I know a guy who I think he caught it, but I don't really know. He has a huge tank with one in it, and it's huge.
Uh,
It's like they get really big, by the way, Peter. They get like 3 feet long. They get massive. These
oh
are not like
shit.
little slugs like this. They're like fucking massive.
Could
And
literally take off one of your fingers, no problem.
I don't think so. I don't think they have the bite force for it, but it is allegedly incredibly painful.
Where's the guy who has one in a tank?
In South Florida, at
Florida.
Oh,
like a roadside thing, like one of those near the Skunk Ape headquarters area. It might actually be at
got it.
Skunk Ape headquarters. I can't really remember, but I just remember
Okay.
seeing one in a tank and was like, "Holy crap!" And he's like, "Yep, found that in the swamp." And I was like, "Damn, how's it?" And I was like, "Oh wow, that's an Amphiuma. And how's it do in captivity?" He's like, "I had it for 10 years. This thing's great." I was like, "Whoa."
By the
So
way, I had a real good time with you guys in Florida. I know we haven't talked about it much on this pod, but we did go into it in depth on the last bonus pod we did on Patreon.
Yeah, we
And
showed your buttocks. We showed the world
recounting
yeah,
your buttocks on Patreon, where we can't
recounting
do
all
that
of our
publicly.
good times, all of our good times in Florida at Animal Con was probably the highlight of my month. Even just recounting them, it was better than Animal Con itself.
I just want
well, I
to
thought you're
point out
go
that your
ahead, Forrest.
child was born day before yesterday.
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, there was the thing that we talked about in the bonus pod. I don't know if I should even give it. Well, I missed my flight, so
Yeah,
there.
we know.
But it was it was.
So here's what
quite
we're gonna do,
a
because
wild
there's
weekend.
much swearing, debauchery, some illicit substances, and Peter's naked bottom. If you want to hear about what happened at the aftermath of Animal Con and how Peter missed his flight, go check out the Patreon. If you're not a subscriber, too damn bad, because there's no way we'd be allowed to clip that out and put it on YouTube.
Dude, no.
So yeah, go have a listen over there. But it is
Yeah,
very funny.
Yeah,
what
we
happened.
we tell
saga.
stories about being at Animal Con with all the brosteners who came out interviewing all the people. It was legit, probably one of the best times I've had in a really long time, and it was fucking great.
Peter, where's
My
that?
again.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Patrick.
I was laughing again today, thinking about Peter expelling Corbin Maxey from the pool forcefully and with the like vitriolic guttural
was-
utterings of a fucking hippopotamus. It was fantastic.
Not a giraffe though, but it was all in jest. Corbin posted a picture of him up on stage with us on at Animal Con, and it tagged Wild Times, but I thought he tagged me. I was like, oh my God, Corbin Maxey tagged me. And I was like, oh fuck, it's the Wild Times account.
Dude, Corbin's the man. Love Corbin.
Love that guy, dude.
Um,
Had so many laughs with that guy.
Yeah, he's hilarious. So listen, Edwin put a game together. It's going to be a
Nice.
little bit different, but I really like it. And it's called the Animal Skulls game. And what we're going to do is we're going to
Nice.
look at a skull. Kyle,
Sounds
go in
fun.
order. And we're going to pull it up. And you guys are going to take a crack at what animal the skull belongs to.
Now, this is a really good game for you to host because I feel like you would know a lot of these.
He
Correct.
would.
Well, it
Okay.
reminded me, the Amphiuma thing reminded me of it when we looked at that jaw structure. And I was like, nothing
Ah.
else has a skull like, and then I was like, ooh, animal skull game. So yeah,
For sure.
I think we should play it. I think you'll like
I'm
it.
very happy to play this against Pat, not you. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, it sucks when you're in that situation.
Are we doing Bob Barker rules?
No, because I don't know how to do that, to be quite
Don't know
honest.
how that would work.
Yeah.
With trying to guess an animal.
All right, what do we got?
All right, Kyle, pull up the first one. Pull up the first skull. Look at that.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so it looks small to me. It's got a little knobby top skull bit.
3 inches.
It's got
It's
okay.
not
there
a
you go, 3
dragon,
inches.
contrary to the image.
It has incredibly long, sharp fangs that
Mhm.
are pointing backwards.
Huh.
Okay, I know what I think it is. Go
What
ahead,
you got?
Peter.
So, I mean, listen, the top part of the head with the scales looks like some type of reptile. I gotta go snake. It just looks like a snake, but the teeth really confuse me. Uh, but still, I gotta go with I'll go with a rattlesnake.
I'm gonna say this is definitely not a snake of any kind. It is definitely you know what? I don't think it is a reptile. I think that is a mongoose.
Good guesses. I'm gonna give one clue before we finalize. Okay.
All right.
It
Can we
is
do
the
a speed
only
round?
venomous lizard that we have in North America. Does that help?
North America.
Does that help?
I feel like we've talked about it on the show.
I made you hold one at the reptile show, Patrick. Or no, you
Yes, you
didn't
did.
want to hold it. Maybe you did hold it.
No,
I don't remember.
I did not succumb to peer pressure.
All right,
Oh,
take
that's
the
right.
point. What was it?
A Gila monster. So Kyle, pull up a proper
Oh!
pick, if you will, so people can see.
Gila
You don't need
monster.
to X out. Just Google search it. Don't worry about it. It's a Gila monster. So pull up a proper pick of one once we get to the
Gila spelled with a G, though.
Yes,
Correct.
Gila monster. So it's that
It's a
guy. So
Gila
those
monster.
bumps you see on his face and head there, those are in
Yeah.
the skull, which is pretty
Dude,
incredible.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I would have never
Dude,
thought that.
That's
Yeah.
why I was like, the skull has the lizard like snake bumps embedded as if it was just
It's
would have been
amazing.
spray painted. I was like, I know it's not a snake, but I don't know enough to know what
Yeah.
this fucking thing is.
It's amazing. All right,
Native
next
to like
next skull.
the southwest of America,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Nice
Arizona,
teeth.
that area.
Wow.
The Gila River.
Oh, that's that. I got this. Can I go?
Yeah.
Is it a chimpanzee?
What?
I don't know. The fangs, I guess, are. I don't know.
All right, so this appears to be a large skull. There's no frame of reference here. It has massive, what I would almost call tusk-like fangs. They're
Look at those molars.
huge. Wow. This is
You know
an
what's weird
impressive
though? All of
skull.
its other teeth are incredibly dull.
It just looks like a really, really old human's teeth. And then he's got 4 huge like tusks.
A
I think
banshee?
I think that's a walrus.
A wall.
No. I'm gonna go with a
You already
banshee.
guessed.
Banshee final answer.
Okay. All right. You're gonna get one clue and one quick crack at everyone. What if I
Okay.
told you
Quick
that
crack.
you have a mini one of these? You both have a mini one of these in your own house.
This is a wolf.
No, it's a some sort of cat. It is a
Saber-toothed tiger.
North American bobcat.
That is a clouded leopard skull. The adorable clouded
come
leopard that we often think of as being so lovely has that.
Who came up with this
ferocious
game?
looking-
These are way too hard for a fucking layman.
Look at that cute little face. That's what's
Beautiful.
underneath it.
By the
Look at
way,
those
I
teeth,
said
man.
I said
know.
saber-toothed
Menacing.
tiger, and I pretty much consider this a saber-toothed tiger. A
Yeah,
modern
I
one.
mean, look, it's the closest living relative to a saber-toothed tiger. So
Give me a quarter
you're
point.
right.
Let me get
Sure, quarter point.
All right.
Quarter point. In a
What's the
point
score?
system that means absolutely nothing, Peter, you're winning by 1/4 point.
Give
mean,
me
by the way-
1,000 points.
By the way, couldn't be cuter. Insane that that's the closest living relative to the saber-toothed cat.
Dude,
crazy.
also would never guess from looking at a picture that that's the skull because the teeth are hidden so well.
Right, it's too adorable.
just-
Yeah.
It's too adorable to have that
adorable.
menacing skull. All right,
then-
next.
Menacing.
Next.
Next.
All right, what do we got here?
All right.
That's a chimpanzee.
Are you
That's a
just gonna say?
hominid.
Are you just gonna guess that for every skull that comes
That's a
up?
fucking that's either a chimpanzee or a Neanderthal from fucking that's like a skull
Neanderthal.
on a
All right.
primate.
I think I know what it is. It's a
Go ahead.
primate skull. I think it's a not particularly well tooth endowed. I think that's a mandrill.
These
A
are good
mandrill?
guesses. Good guesses.
I
They're
don't-
both really
it's a-
good. It's an orangutan.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good
Okay.
guesses, though. I mean, you guys, 1/2 point each awarded.
All right, thanks. Thanks for your sympathy points,
Yeah.
host.
All right,
Dude,
next up.
it's yeah. The skulls
look
look
at that face.
nothing
Sorry,
like
go
their
back to that face
faces.
real
Hey, we
quick.
both got that it was a hominid.
Yeah, you guys were right there. You both knew it was a primate.
The
You were
skulls
right
look
there.
nothing like
Primate,
their
not a
faces.
hominid. Sorry.
Yeah, I know
tough.
what you meant. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm
look at
sure.
that.
I'm sure people are going to
Yeah,
destroy
that one
me
needs
in
to
the
floss.
YouTube comments.
Who cares? Who cares? What is that heinous creature? Take
I
a
know
guess.
what it is. That is the skull of the Atacama humanoid that was found in the Atacama Desert.
I might have said cached.
This is a
Um,
crazy looking skull. It's
It's
round like a baseball.
All
It's
right,
got a huge
can
eye.
I give you can I give
describe
you guys a
this.
hint before you take a crack at this one?
Yes, please.
We made this. We as
Oh,
human
it's a pug.
beings.
It's a pug. It's a pug. It's a pug.
Fascinating. He says it's a pug. It's not a pug. Oh, I know what it is. It's a bulldog.
Nah, it's a
Both
pug.
really good guesses. I don't know how anybody would have guessed this. It's a Boston Terrier.
I
So
mean, it was one of the
it's
four.
the same thing, you know. It's a small. That was a wolf skull at one point in time, and look at what we've done to it. Shenanigans.
All right,
It's
so
utter
for
shenanigans.
the next one, let's slow it down and describe the skull for the listeners. I feel
Oh
bad
yeah,
because
I
if they're
forgot we
not-
had those people.
Well, it was
Um,
bulbous.
they've already tuned out, but let's describe
Yeah.
it anyways.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right, what do we got
One more?
next?
I
All
was
right,
thinking
here's
about
this.
How to do this without typing.
There's the
so that
bulldog.
you see it. There we go.
Oh my goodness.
It's the weirdest. This is the weirdest skull I've ever seen. So this appears to be a massive. Oh, I know exactly what this is.
You
I
do.
know it.
You can
Kinda.
shout it out.
We talk about it all the time.
It's got to be some kind of,
Cassowary.
I was going to say a bird. Dude, this is interesting because this looks like the head of an actual bird, whereas all of the other skulls didn't look anything like the animal that they were.
This looks like a giant bird skull with human teeth and then just a huge, massive bone sticking out of its head.
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
a sharp
it's
point.
clearly got a beak.
Peter, I'm going to direct this at you. Before anybody settles on bird, just realize there's teeth in there.
So birds don't have
Birds
teeth.
don't have teeth, do they?
Correct.
How is that not a cassowary skull minus the teeth? It's a human tooth in a cass. It's a bad taxidermy.
Dude, okay, come on, Pat. We can figure this out. Let's do this together. Look at the thing on the top of the head, like that can only be a certain, like one animal. Like,
Well, nothing has that except the
I'm
cassowary.
saying he's got a
or
bone
a
toupee.
dinosaur. Is this a dinosaur?
It does look like one.
All right,
It
give
is.
us
It is a
one-
very
one hint.
old. One hint. Okay.
I don't want to.
These creatures occur. There are two relatives of the group. One is in South America, and the other is in Southeast Asia, and nowhere else on the planet.
Oh,
Okay, so this thing
give me a
has
pat.
flat teeth. It's an herbivore.
It's a large
Um,
mammal too. How about that? Let's narrow in
It's
here.
a
It's
large mammal. It's an herbivore. It's a bovid. Is it a bovid?
It is not.
Just fucking tell me. I'm gonna
Yeah,
smack-
just tell
I'm
me.
gonna
I
smack
can't. I
you
have
up.
no idea. If you're not watching, come and look at this fucking thing. It is
This
a
is really
mystery of a
frustrating. This is the
lifetime.
angriest I've been
It's a
in
frustrating
2023.
game. I'm a big fan of it. It's a tapir, specifically a Malaysian tapir,
Just
which
saw
I think
Malaysian
you
tapir
guys
is
could
good.
have got tapir. I really do think you could have got there. Go to the
But
panda.
what's that thing on
one.
top of its head?
Look, you can
I
see
don't
the
know.
bone ridge
I
on
don't know.
top there.
I don't
You
know.
can't.
I don't know. I'm
You
not
would
saying I
never-
would have got it either. By the way, like I don't know. So
That's
that's
tough.
That's obviously dead space, if you know what I mean. Like the trunk comes down from there, right? That's where the trunk comes out. So see how you're
Right.
looking at the trunk, and then you see the
It looks
jaws.
like a beak.
Zoom in there, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the bridge of the trunk. So that's they use it like a trunk. So that's
You know
why
what's
that's all muscle,
super
and no bone.
interesting about this? What's super interesting about this game is like
Go back to that last pick real quick. Go ahead, Peter, and then I want to say something
seeing the
inappropriate.
skull and then seeing the actual animal.
Yeah.
It really does like make this connection where you're like, holy shit, like look what was
Yeah.
under that face and head like this whole time.
Well, there's like there's some really good memes that float around like the scientific world where you see like the skeleton of an animal, and then they're like artist rendition of what it is, and then what it really is, and it's like an adorable hippo. But the artist rendition, it has like claws and all these things because the bones are so weird.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Kyle can find one of those memes later. But we got two more skulls.
All right, two more.
before
All
We're
right.
done. Oh, I
All
was
right.
just gonna say I want to kiss it in its mouth in that last picture.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
When my dog
Cold,
does
wet
that, I
nose?
want to kiss it like in its mouth. It's disgusting, but that's
Agreed.
what I want to do to this tapir.
It's
Yeah.
got a cold, wet, elongated pig nose, and I want to
Lovely.
suck the snot out of it. All right, what do we got next?
Two more.
All right, so describe this, Pat. You're good at descriptions.
It's shaped like a football. It's got two cone-shaped, not particularly sharp, kind of actually four of them fangs, and it's got some other teeth. It's got two super sharp, big ones coming out of the bottom. Big eyes. This is a
God,
predator of some sort. Oh my god! What
It-
could this be?
Dude, it's really hard because if it didn't have those sharp fangs, all the other teeth are flat. But get rid of those sharp fangs, that big wide nostril opening, you got a camel, dude. But it's not a camel.
No, this is something that eats a lot. This hunts, it uses those teeth to bite things. It's big. What the fuck is
This
this?
has got to be the hardest game I've ever
Clue,
played.
hint.
Clue.
Clue.
Okay.
Now.
I'm going to
Phone a
narrow it
friend.
in. I'm going to narrow it in twice. Here comes narrowing once. It's very close to it is in essence a canine.
What kind of canine would have this kind of snout, dude?
In essence, it's a canine. This is a maned wolf.
Good guess.
God damn.
This is a kangaroo.
Bad guess. All right, now we're gonna narrow it in one more step because this one's cool. It's a sea canine, an oceanic canine.
It's an otter.
That's a much closer guess.
It's a beaver.
That's a terrible guess.
It
It's a
doesn't have-
sea
It's in
lion.
the water.
That's a sea lion, which
It's
I
a
think
sea
is so
lion.
great because you can totally
Shoulda
see
known.
like the dogness of it, the canineness of it in the skull there, and it.
Yeah, you
these
really
guys are-
can.
Yeah, these guys are basically sea wolves. You know, that's what sea
Dude,
lions really are.
Wait, are sea lions related to canines or close
Yeah,
relatives?
they're divergent from that group, but you know, millions and millions of years ago. But they are. They're wolves of the sea. It's exactly what they are.
Yeah, 46
So
million
damn
years ago,
cute.
they diverted from a common ancestor. That's wild.
Yeah, isn't that
I mean, they're
crazy?
so damn cute. And then you look at this skull and you're just like, what the fuck?
All right, one more. I want to
Yeah,
get one
one
right.
more.
Desperately. Come on. What is
Dude.
that? What are those teeth?
Look at those teeth, dude. You know, I just got to pause. Go ahead and describe
What
it,
are
Pat.
those
Just
teeth?
real quick.
Again, another football-shaped skull. It's got what appears to be about 450 sort of humanoid-looking, long, skinny teeth. None of them are particularly
With
sharp.
like a ganglion nerve ending on the end of its teeth.
I know what this is.
You know what this is? Broccoli
know.
teeth.
This is a Komodo dragon.
That's interesting. I mean,
That's a
I
great
do want to
guess.
just
That's a great guess. You're in
there's
the,
so
you're in
many
the
knobs
family.
on top again.
You're in the
You're in
family.
the
It's a great guess.
It's a monitor lizard. What's that? What's the worst monitor lizard? It has a real devilish name.
Crocodile
a
monitor.
croc
Yeah, it's called like
No,
the
dude.
kill monitor.
Just
lizard.
real quick, pull up
Those
a
are
croc
sharp.
monitor skull, just so you can see like what. Yeah, no, dude. You don't want to fuck with a crocodile monitor.
The thing that's also interesting about this
Look at
skull.
that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
not
crocodile
what that
monitor
is.
skull. Look at that, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
nothing more dinosaurish than that. Period.
You're right. It
Yeah,
looks
no,
like
it's
a
great.
crocodile's head.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about this is it looks like the actual where the eye sockets are and the big nostrils. That part of the top part of the skull above the top row of teeth there looks paper thin. It looks like it's just like tiny and very, very fragile.
All right,
which
so
is
take your guess, and then I'm gonna give you a
weird.
narrow in.
All right. It's got to have some kind of armor. Look at it. It has the bumps above the nose there, dude. This is so hard. I don't know, man. I don't know any animals. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a narrow in here.
Thank
Those
you.
teeth that you're seeing. Keep in mind, you've already had one clue, which is you're in the family with Komodo dragon. Those teeth that you're seeing are used for eating algae. That's a grinding tooth for grazing algae. And those giant nostrils have evolved to shoot salt out of them.
Jesus Christ. Is it an alligator? It can't be.
Nope.
I don't know what
Nope,
this
nope,
is,
nope.
dude. I don't know. Pat?
Yeah, no, I took my shot.
Okay.
Oh, it's a marine iguana,
He
obviously.
put it in the chat.
No, he
put it
didn't.
in the chat.
Dude, I thought that
I
chat
did.
was
I-
private, Kyle. Forrest.
I wanted someone to get it. I put it in the chat. I wanted to get somebody to get it. It's
All
a
right.
marine
It's so
iguana
hard.
skull. That is a marine iguana skull. I thought Pat would get it because of the shooting salt out of their nose.
No.
Because you've seen him do
I
it. But yeah,
I actually wasn't listening. I was looking for this bonus skull, so I
Oh.
wasn't listening to your clue, unfortunately.
That's
Marine
too
iguanas
bad.
are one of
Can
the
you go
coolest
back to that
animals
last
in the world.
picture that you just pulled up before this one where he's like fat and like, dude, that looks like a couple of buddies I knew in college. Look at him, just fat rolls
All right,
hanging on
yeah.
the rocks.
they lit it
Kyle,
up.
go to a full-size photo of this bonus skull that I've procured,
Oh, here we go.
and I would like to have Forrest and Peter describe it and then guess what it is. But
Sure.
if Kyle, please avoid the text.
Okay. This is gonna take a few minutes, dude. Come on,
What is
that's obviously the alien skull that they found in
The
Peru.
Atacama. Yeah,
What
it's
does
the
it look
Atacama.
like? I mean, what does it look like? I don't
It
know.
actually kind of looks like my paternal grandmother.
It looks exactly like. Here's what it looks like. Kyle, open a new tab. Type in the movie poster Mars Attacks. That's exactly.
It does.
It looks
Even
like
the
the
teeth.
alien from Mars Attacks. Yeah,
It
whatever.
does.
You have to type in movie poster. Just alien. That's what it looks like. It's the
That's
Mars
it.
Attacks alien.
It's
Yeah.
that with a brain on top.
What if Mars Attacks is a real movie and it's hidden? It's a secret
Well,
message.
it might be.
That's
Yeah.
how Atlantis was destroyed.
No, but what creature do you really think it is?
Oh,
What
I
do you
thought
mean?
it was
It's not
the
a creature.
Atacama.
This is not a real creature. This is
It's
either
not the
human.
Atacama humanoid.
That's definitely.
Do you
what
think
I
it's
thought it was.
human? Do you really think it's human?
All right, let me go back to it. Hold on.
Is it a macaque?
Okay.
Is it a
no,
macaque?
it's an orangutan. It's a baby orangutan skull.
No. It's
No, sorry.
um,
Not orangutan. What's closest? Chimpanzee. It's
It
a baby
has
chimpanzee
no
skull.
teeth. There's no teeth.
nah.
So
So
what is
that
it?
is actually an Aztec juvenile skull, because they would do this thing where they, as the skull was still forming and growing, they would misshape, they would intentionally manipulate
Oh.
the shapes of heads.
Right. I've seen
So that is an
this.
Aztec human skull.
Jesus. So it's a human deformation. It's a deformed
It
human
is,
baby.
but
Yeah.
it was like the upper class that would do it. It was like the nobles and stuff would try to shape the skulls of
What?
their children.
It was like a sign of wealth or
What
whatever.
did the
Exactly.
adults grow up to look like? Adult human.
I don't think they lived so long. Would be my guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
dude,
what
it's
to-
the
yeah.
same thing with the foot binding in I think it was in Asia. I'm not exactly sure, but insane thing.
So gnarly. Kyle, pull up a picture
Yeah.
of that. Pull up the foot binding thing.
I don't know if
you
you
see all the
wanna.
feet. No, it's interesting. Dude, it's crazy.
It is
It's crazy
interesting.
what people do to
What
each other.
human beings do.
Yeah, in the name of beauty and all of that. It's unbelievable.
Well,
yeah,
see, this is why I listen.
Oh,
Oh God,
that's
the
so
toes
hard
are
to look at.
the
It's rough.
toes are curled. The toes are supposed to be pointing frontwards, but they're actually bent
Oh.
all the way to the side of the foot, curling under as if they're grasping. The fingertips are grasping the underside of the foot, while the big toe remains pointing forward, so that it looks like a Cinderella's glass slipper. It's
Oh,
ludicrous, dude.
dude, it's insane what
ludicrous.
people do.
By the way,
It was a sign of beauty to have these tiny little feet inside the shoes.
Yeah.
Then you
Yes.
pop that shoe off, baby. It ain't so great.
no, it's terrible. And also, like, this is just one more reason that I hate myself and all other humans.
But it
you
was
know, Can we do one
foot
more of
binding
these?
was a
Because they're kind of
sign
interesting. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Have you
I was just
seen
saying it was a sign of being elite and wealthy.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
small,
absolutely.
and small and petite and beautiful and all
Well,
those
and you
other
know,
things.
and you know that this tradition started from one. I can't remember where or what his name was, but it was just a king and a royal family who did this, and then everybody in the entire country did this because that one person, and then it stuck as like a tradition because that one royal family did it.
All right, I got one more.
Started in
I
the
got one more,
1600s.
which is just
What do you
sort of
got?
to create a dig, but this one's more for you, Peter. Ready? Have you heard of the Bodhi tribe? Bodi tribe ritual.
course not.
Kyle, see if you can find this. It's an Ethiopian tribe where they spend. I forget what they do, but they don't eat for a long time, and then I think they eat a bunch of corn millet and drink a bunch of water. And whoever's belly can distend the most is
Oh.
considered the most beautiful. So look up the
My stomach hurts right now
dude,
thinking about
it's
this.
crazy, and it's literally called like the Bodhi fattest man contest or something like that. And yeah, it's
They
literally
look
like
pregnant.
they just want to see who can get the biggest fattest belly, and whoever does is by far the most beautiful man in the tribe and gets to pick the women.
By the way, like these people are kind of beautiful,
Yeah,
even though
just-
they have this big belly going.
Look at
I was
that
gonna say,
guy.
I looked
Look at
most
that
of my
guy.
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy's awesome.
Well,
That's
blur
just how
out
my friends
blur
look
out
when
his
they take their
cock and
shirts off.
balls. But yeah,
that's how all of our athletic. Remember those guys that were really good at football in high school? That's how they all look now.
It
Yeah.
just
Well-
looks like everyone you see on a cruise.
Yeah.
dude. I mean,
Yeah.
so you can see something like this, and then you can look at these hot dog eating contests that we have here in the States, and these people weigh like 125 soaking wet and
Doesn't
eat
make any sense.
85 hot dogs in a sitting. And I'm just like, what is like the human body is so goddamn adaptable to whatever you throw at it. You got to specifically make these alterations. I mean, if I was to eat 85 hot dogs, what do you think I'd look like?
That guy we just looked at in the picture.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's my point.
All
I
right.
would love to have Joey Chestnut on the show at some point.
Oh, that'd be
because,
great.
I
That'd
mean,
be great.
a man who can eat 73 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes.
Dude, the buns are more filling than the hot dogs. And a lot of times what they'll do, they'll eat just the hot dogs and then dip the whole bun in water and just shovel it down. Pack it.
Yeah.
What he just said is a technique where they break the meat in half, hit it, then they break the bun in half, dip it in water and eat it. That's a technique. What do you think it's called?
Dipping.
The breaky bunny dippy water technique.
It's literally referred to on the competitive eating circuit as Japanesing.
Wow. That's
Really?
I'm
Yeah,
guessing
it
a
was 'cause
Japanese guy
Kobayashi
started.
invented
Yeah,
it.
Kobayashi.
Did he
started
really?
it, Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because everybody knows Kobayashi. He's like the hot dog. You talk
He's
about
the
hot dog
OG
eating
hot dog
champion.
eater. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Until
these
Joey
new people
Chestnut smashed him to bits.
Yeah, but nobody like I listen. Kobayashi will be the name that goes down in infamy.
Yeah.
Sure, but
True.
his 69 in 10 minutes ain't touching Joey
Is,
Chestnut.
is there
73.
fucking prize picks on the next hot dog eating
Yeah,
contest?
seriously.
would-
Seriously.
Peter,
I'd love
more
to do
or
it.
less than 8 hot dogs in 10 minutes?
Me?
Yeah.
10 minutes? Jesus. Okay, well, why am I answering am I answering my own?
Yeah.
Or are we actually doing
Your own.
this?
Your own.
Jesus. I mean,
Are
okay,
we doing
yeah.
this? No.
I
God,
could
no.
I mean, come on, give me like, is there money? Is there money involved?
No, I don't know.
No,
Do the
of course.
thing.
I could do it. I could do it, but not for free.
I couldn't
right.
do it. I couldn't do it.
I
Well, I
could
gotta-
not eat 8
What
more.
can I do? Can I do the thing? Do I got to do the outro?
Do the thing.
Yeah, do the thing.
wildtimes.club/info. Get all the podcasts. There's 6 a month. You might only watch 2, but there's 6 available. Go to wildtimes.club/info. Hit up the Patreon. Hit up the Spotify. Support the show. And you know what? Drink Fat Tire.
Yeah. Why not?
We love you. We
If
love
you
you.
made it this far, type
Okay.
catched, because apparently I said catched earlier instead of caught.
Not
Type
in
catched.
quotes.
Catched.
But when you
in the
type
comments.
it, do air quotes if you
But
can.
write catched. Do not write the word cached.
No,
that would
cached.
be correct. That would be
Correct.
correct.
Write the wrong word.
There's no way anybody made it past that bumble I just did. That bumble.
Oof. All right. Good night, everybody.
You slept 3 hours in 2 days. Bye-bye.
Hate you guys.
Bye bye.
Love everybody else. Good night.
All right.